Hi, I'm Crystal, and this is Katrina Monroe, author of Graveyard of Lost Children.
I feel like we should acknowledge that we're married.
Okay.
It's
This
important
is my
context.
wife, Katrina,
Yes, context.
and I'm Crystal.
Mhm.
First off, where can people find you?
Right here.
Online.
I don't Twitter, I don't know the handle. Author Cat M, I think. And then Instagram, TikTok, if you're lucky.
So, the name of your new book coming out, Graveyard of Lost Children.
Mm.
What is it about? Because I haven't read it yet.
Are you going to read it?
Yes.
About a woman who, when she was a baby, her mom tried to kill her, and because she thought she was a changeling, so she figured she had to exchange her for her actual child, with the dead women at the bottom of a well. Obviously, that didn't happen because she's an adult now, and she's married and about to have her own child. But when she gives birth, it is particularly difficult, and then as the days go by, she starts to think that there might be something wrong with her baby.
That's intense.
Well, it's
and this is coming
book.
out on May 9th.
Yes.
May 9th. And that is right around Mother's Day.
So, great gift for mom.
You do have another book. This one came out last year. They Drown Our Daughters.
Yeah, this one is also great for mom. It is. I write a lot of mom trauma. So this one is about a woman who goes back home to a place called Cape Disappointment where she grew up. But there is a curse there that affects the maternal line of her family where they are doomed to drown in the ocean by their
no spoilers.
lighthouse town. Well, it's in there, obviously.
Okay.
It's in the beginning. They are a line of drowning women, and there comes a point where something horrible happens to the main character's daughter, where she has to figure out the origin of this curse and break it if she can in order to save herself and her daughter.
And that one's out right now.
Yes.
This one, though. Let's go back to this.
Okay.
Graveyard of Lost Children.
Yeah.
What do you want the reader to know about before they start diving in and reading this?
So the best thing to do would be to read the trigger warnings at the beginning, because
that's probably a good idea.
This book contains themes of mental illness and postpartum depression, including thoughts of harm and suicide, as well as semi-graphic depictions of childbirth. Please exercise self-care during and after reading. There are potentially a lot of triggering aspects to this book if you suffered from postpartum depression, or if you are a new mom, or you are pregnant. I would still recommend you read, just because money. But also,
it's very real. It's very like a real perspective of a lot of times we kind of just worry about the positive things. Oh no! Oh, congratulations, you're pregnant, and it kind of gets more in the details of like what is actually happening, or like what you're actually thinking about when you're there and you're actually
Right.
are a mother. So you've been through it. So
yes, no, I did experience postpartum depression. So this comes from a very real place. However, I'm still here. My kids are great. I'm great. So I mean, I don't know. I write a lot of sad girl stuff, and the thing I like about sad girl stuff is that you come out the other side and you're like, oh my God, I'm alive. I lived through this. There is, a little bit of hope at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be okay. So I think that just exercise caution if you think you might be triggered by some of that stuff. If you think maybe, fuck it, then read it. Yeah.
Wild ride.
Well, maybe that'll be the title of my next book.
Oh, look at me go. So this has some LGBTQAI plus in it.
Well, really just the L, but
yeah. Why is that important to you? Why do you... Is it relevant to all of your books? Well, I know that the last book, They Drown Our Daughters, has some queerness in it. This one also does. I can't look at you with a straight face.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So next time your wife says, let me interview you, be like,
So why... I do want to touch base on it, though. Why is it pretend I'm not here.
It's just you and me.
Yes, so why is this... Do you want to talk about that, or should I shut up?
So it's important to me because I feel like it's important to represent queerness just in everyday situations. I feel like a lot of, particularly lesbian media, it's a lot of girl drama. It's a lot about coming out, and the trauma that comes from that. And it's, coming out stories are important and they're great, but I feel like it's not my jam, writing coming out stories. I think it's important to show queer people just existing and dealing with everyday situations. Like your child might be a changeling, totally normal. Yeah, I feel like the more we normalize, queer people existing, like in this instance, the main character is not only dealing with this issue of her child maybe not being her child, but she's also dealing with a maybe less than supportive partner. And that is something that everybody deals with occasionally. So it's a totally normal situation. The more we normalize queer people, especially in media, fiction, movies, whatever, the more normal it will seem. And maybe some of these bullshit laws that are passing across the United States right now will be, non-existent because people won't think that queerness is abnormal.
Typical weekend. I am cutting the grass, doing yard work, and you're reading in the front lawn.
Right.
Facts.
I don't know if
we're kind of boring, actually.
I don't know if you've looked at TikTok lately, but that is most couples at this
and
point.
Making the realness out of boring, but making it more real and making it more, visible. I guess the more you see it, representation is usually the way that I see it.
Yeah.
You write from experience, so you write what you know, and that helps. Every writer does.
So if you really want an insight into our relationship, there are a couple of our fights in this book.
So
I won't tell you where, and I won't tell you when.
Yeah.
You just have to guess.
So yes, even in our fights, we're getting some material.
It's book fodder.
Yes. What's next for you? Like what's upcoming?
Next for me is I'm going on tour starting May 1st, May 1st. So I'll do Iowa, Florida, and then probably a couple of bookstore visits in Minneapolis, and then maybe Wisconsin and Illinois too, just depending. I'm not sure yet. Next year, I have a book coming out that has not been hasn't been formally announced yet, but I am releasing a book called. I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
It's called Through the Midnight Door, and it is the first book that I will be publishing that is not about mom trauma. It's about sister trauma. So, still trauma. It is still in the horror thriller genre, which is, a little bit my jam. And after that, who knows? Hire me.
Speaking of that.
I'll write really anything.
Okay. What calms you down? What's your zen? Like, what gets you in the mood?
In the mood for what exactly? What are you asking?
Writing. What do you have a routine? Or I'm usually at work. I'm gone. So you're like, go away. Go away and let me just do my damn thing.
I don't really have anything that gets me in the mood for writing. I'm kind of at a point where if I have something that I need to write, then I will just write it. I will find the time to do it mostly, during the day, during, between cases or what I'm an investigator between cases or whatever in the evening or, first thing in the morning before I take the kids to school, I'll, write, a couple hundred words here and there. I'm really good at working under a deadline. So when I know I have to have a book written by, under contract by such and such date, I have no problem finishing it. The problem comes when I'm waffling between ideas and I'm like, this is great. This is great too. They're totally opposites. Write both. And then I write neither. The thing that motivates me most is a deadline.
Okay. Fair enough.
A hard and fast will cost me money if I don't do it deadline.
So what's your jam? Like, what do you listen to? Like what?
Mostly like the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack.
Yes, I want you to go further with this pirate. Tell everybody about your fandom and your pirates.
No, it's embarrassing.
It's amazing.
No, okay. I really love anything having to do with the ocean. That means pirates and mermaids and just not that one.
The other one. Sorry.
The other one is more oceanic. But I don't know. I love that like sense of, adventure. Like you look out into the ocean and you can't see the other side. You have no idea what's there. There's tons of shit we haven't even discovered yet that's probably trying to kill us. We have no idea.
I'm terrified of the ocean.
I know you are. But it's, I like that. And I like an anti-hero. So Jack Sparrow he's my ideal character where is a good guy almost against his will. He really does not want to do the right thing. It hurts him physically to do the right thing, but he does it because he feels like, he's against a wall. He's got to do it.
Yeah.
What other choice does he have?
Facts.
And I really like those kinds of characters that are very morally gray. They're not, the characters that I write, they're not necessarily, super redeemable. A lot of the criticism I got for They Drown Our Daughters is that they, people couldn't, root really for anybody because everyone was a little bit morally gray. But those are the characters that I really like because they're more true to people.
Right.
Nobody is a hero and nobody is really a villain. Everybody is, they have their good and their bad, and it just depends on what's motivating them on any given day.
Wow, that's deep. That's a lot deeper than I thought you were going to go.
Well, you asked.
I did ask. My bad.
That's your own fault.
Is there anything else that you want to mention or talk about?
I feel like if we get any deeper, then we're going to be sitting here for a long time, and there's not enough bourbon in my glass to do that.
True.
So, no.
So, Graveyard of Lost Children, May 9th. You can get it Barnes & Noble, sourcebooks.com. Is that correct?
I'm sure.
Is that what it says? Yes.
Amazon, any of your indie bookshops, shop the indie bookshops, truly.
Yes.
Like if you're in the Twin Cities area specifically, I highly recommend Maggers and Quinn or the Irreverent Bookworm. They're my two favorite bookstores in the Twin Cities. I know Maggers is going to carry it. I almost said it the way you do, and it scared me for a second.
The Minnesota way?
I'm not native to here. But the Irreverent Bookworm will likely carry it, maybe. I don't know. But you should shop there anyway. I love that store.
Yes, we're always trying to support small businesses and the library. If they don't have it,
request it. They let you do that,
Yes.
Any book, not just my book. Like I don't even remember. Oh, hold this. So if your library is not carrying Death of a Dancing Queen by Kim. Oh no, the light went off. By Kim, then you need to sincerely request this book at your library. Buy it wherever you can find it. Doesn't matter. It is one of the most fun mysteries I have ever read. So do it. Yes,
that was the After Dark version. Sorry. Yes. Hi, Kim. Shout out.
No, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to start pulling books off the shelf and be like, you know what? Fuck my books. Read all these other books.
We're going to cut it from there.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. Say bye.